Hey guys, tonight we journey into the warm, rust-red heart of 17th century Central Africa, where smoke coils above the treetops, drums throb in the distance, and a queen with steel in her spine negotiates for the fate of her kingdom, while seated on a servant because the Portuguese forgot to bring her a chair. Yes, you're entering the world of Queen Nzinga, where diplomacy comes with a dagger tucked neatly beneath a robe, and the line between war and peace is mostly decorative. You probably won't survive this, between the crocodiles, the betrayals, and the constant threat of being colonized. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And hey, drop your location and local time in the comments. I love seeing where and when you're listening from. Now dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. You are standing at the edge of a royal compound, somewhere near present-day Angola. The year is 1622 and the air is thick with the scent of ironwood and tension. You hear voices, a mix of Portuguese, Kimbundu, and whispered Latin prayers. Inside the large, thatched meeting hall, torches flicker against the mud walls. And there she is, Nzinga, daughter of warriors, sister of kings, and, depending on which side of the negotiation table you're on, either your salvation or your ruin. She is dressed in the finest fabrics her kingdom can weave, embroidered with tiny cowrie shells that clink gently as she walks, and she's not walking toward you. She's floating, practically gliding with that terrifying kind of calm that only someone deeply confident or deeply dangerous can muster. The Portuguese governor has offered no chair for her at this so-called peace conference. A little snub, they think, a reminder of who's in charge. But Nzinga doesn't flinch. She nods once and one of her servants drops to hands and knees behind her. Without breaking eye contact, she sits on the human chair. This is not just power move. This is a message wrapped in velvet and thrown like a spear. If you forget my status, I will create it myself. That iconic moment becomes legend. But this isn't just one scene. This is a life. And we're going to follow her through every muddy campaign trail, every whispered betrayal, every midnight prayer and pre-dawn sword drill. For now, you're watching the early tremors of what will become one of the longest, and frankly, most exhausting, wars against colonial domination in African history. The Portuguese want land, slaves, and leverage. Ndongo wants survival. And Nzinga? She wants all three, plus respect. Historians still argue whether Nzinga's real goal in this meeting was genuine peace, or just a pause to reload. But what's clear is this. She knows the terrain better than anyone in the room. She speaks fluent Portuguese, understands their Catholic fears, and has studied enough maps to know how bad things could get if she blinks first. There's an elephant tusk leaning near the table. Decorative, sure, but also symbolic. In Kimbundu culture, the tusk represents both power and memory, so it's fitting that this moment, frozen in time, will echo for centuries. The negotiations drag on. The governor sweats. You imagine his thoughts flickering like a bad candle. Why is she so calm? Why isn't she angry? What is she hiding under that smile? You lean in and hear Nzinga agree to release Portuguese prisoners. In return, she demands that the Portuguese withdraw their forts and recognize her as the legitimate ruler of Ndongo. You can almost hear the collective gulp from the European side of the hall. This is not how these meetings are supposed to go. And Nzinga? She's just getting warmed up. Outside, her entourage waits. Soldiers, priests, maybe a few spies pretending. To check the horses, somewhere in the distance a leopard roars. Or maybe it's just someone trying to swallow their pride. Nzinga finally rises. Her servant, her human chair, does not flinch as she stands. No one in the room breathes too loudly, because they've just met a queen who does not need a throne to rule. You step back into the forest, the cicadas humming a lullaby above you, and think, that wasn't just politics, that was theater. And Nzinga, she's directing the entire play.